welcome back. We are going to move on to our next negative core belief, which is responsibility. And this is in the age range of 3 to 5. And how that might show up for you is that you feel responsible for everything. You feel responsible for others. You feel responsible in general. You feel not good enough. You feel inadequate. You feel overwhelmed. You feel incompetent. You feel like a failure. And so that's how some of these can be tied to the negative core belief of responsibility. So with all the other videos, we're going to clear that negative core belief, and then we are going to bring in a positive core belief to replace it, both with light language. And so let's clear the negative core belief of responsibility and what that might mean for you. So take a moment to kind of think about how responsibility may or may not show up for you, and think about those ages between 3 and 5 where maybe you had to step into a parental role and take care of siblings, or you just felt like you couldn't do anything right, or that you just felt like you weren't smart enough, or just generally not good enough. And think about those times as that light language is coming in. This is going to be some big light language because I can already feel it. Okay, let's get to it. Mese kudu maa me sukumu ikia me kuuka me esu ikadu uhu maha kia ike sukru kia sunda aake do ona asa ku uishi kia maada e kiudu ki Sukya ko aiki iki du uko ne ke uko maa ka di ke tuku su de ene ke me ke ana o okia ma ake tuku ukie me do ko do osike ukie ma asada a Kona ake e me e suku ukia uka ma adae kia me e se ku uka ma e so ai kia ma de e kia ma adu uho mo o e kia e su kama e se kia tuku ushuku to unan. So that's releasing now umaka na ma aka mo kia me e se kia tama a se kia tu uku Ikia mai di ikia me ese du oye makoye maduye sukido oine kiama astaketuku uishi kiama ada kiama da mu ukama ete kia me ete de eme e du ukama ete e kiama atakia ukoma e kia suku ukia me e de kyutu suku ukoma ka Suku no ko suku to ona kai sikiama a kia e kia suku o kama kia ada do kia me e siki e tuku oshi e me e. Okay. So I don't always get to know who is coming through, but that was our good friend Ra. And so that negative core belief is embedded in our DNA from many lifetimes ago. So we just cleared many lifetimes of that. And it was almost like a plague of humanity is what he's saying. So that's interesting. Up some of that, but anyway, that was Ra's energy coming through. And so now we're going to think about a positive core belief that we can now think of or tell ourselves when we catch ourselves in those patterns of trying to get back to those responsibility negative core beliefs. So we're going to replace it with some positive, And something that is positive could be, I can recognize appropriate responsibility, right? So I know I can begin to recognize when something is no longer my responsibility, or that there is no responsibility for me to partake in that because it's not mine. So that's one thing we can think about. And then I can begin to learn that I am not always responsible for others' feelings. And that's a huge one, right? We take on that responsibility that we made somebody feel that way, or we made somebody lose their temper. We have nothing to do with that, right? But we implicitly take on that responsibility if we've had some disruption in that age range of 3 to 5. So we may feel very sensitive to other people's feelings and not want to hurt people's feelings because we feel responsible that we're hurting their feelings, when actuality they are the holders of their feelings and how they choose to express themselves or take in what you're telling them, and that is out of your control, right? So let's bring in those positive core beliefs. Ooh. All right. So with this one, we're actually going to get in, I must be really in tune today while doing these, but we're going to bring in Lord Sananda, who is going to help us create and cement in our positive beliefs, our new ones, right, around responsibility. Sadahai kya sai kyu kye sukohai kye kuku sakye to kuku kye kusakya takai suko oike ka aisi duhuti ikya suko oishikya na aike ku si kia kia ku kia tu kukui kuku kia tu ko oi kia tatata ku se kia no ko oi kia tu ko oi kia tatata kia kia ti kia sukuto koi kia 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 kuku kia kuto koi kia kia kyu 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 Q, 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 Sikia Kakai, Kiku, Kuku, Sikia Tataka, Cat, Tuku, Shika, Sukutuku, Sukutuku, Ku, Ku, Suku, Kieti, cute, Kututakia, cute, Kut, Kietatuku, Kiet. Kututuku ukukuku kukia tsukutu oku oikia kakia titata kia kia tuku oikia ti ikia tituku oishikia tukutu oishikia sukutuki tata na aiki kutuku i kuisikia tuku shikia tata kiu kuku oikia tata kiu ukut Suku ushi ku kute ekyu tuku kite ku tutuku ushi kyotoku suku kyu kya sakya tuku ye kya ku sikya tuku shukuta kya. And there's your positive core belief that we just brought in, and it's a lot of energy. So I'm going to leave you with this one. And again, we have Tara bringing in the flower essences to support the healing of responsibility of that negative core belief. And I will leave you with those flower essences. Thanks.
Hi, this is Tara from TSW Life Coaching, offering some flower essence healing for the developmental stage of responsibility. The flower essence that came up is the flower essence of Mimulus, and it came up under the area of courage. I wasn't totally understanding this until I read the description of Mimulus. And what kind of came through is that I'll explain what Mimulus helps with. So it helps with courage to face every day. Someone needing Mimulus has fears and anxiety about life's little things, about life's challenges, about participating in life. And so Mimulus helps us to overcome that so that we can find greater joy and exuberance in life. And so the positive qualities is courage and confidence to face life's challenges. And so I think why it came up, or I feel why it came up under responsibility, is that lots of times we either feel too responsible or fear taking responsibility for that. We feel that we don't have enough to offer, or it's too much, or we take on too much responsibility in efforts to I guess combat those fears would be kind of the best way to say it. And so Mimulus helps us to find that confidence and courage to face life's challenges, and gives us that kind of oomph that we need to be able to walk into our life with, like it says, strength and purpose of your higher self, and to set free to experience life with greater curiosity, exuberance, and joy. So it's an offering that will help you face those small fears of ordinary and everyday life events, and brings the light of courage back to your soul to help you shift from fixation on the myriad of lesser fears to awareness of a more basic, usually unconscious fear. So to bring in Mimulus, take a deep breath, feel into your body, and when you're ready, just repeat after me. I ask for the flower essence of Mimulus to enter my energy field, energy body, and physical consciousness with the help of the divine. I ask for the flower essence of Mimulus to assist me with helping my soul contact its true strength and purpose through my higher self, and setting it free to experience life with greater curiosity, exuberance, and joy. I ask for the flower essence of Mimulus to manifest, to integrate. And then just take a second and breathe into your body. See if you feel the energy anywhere. It can feel like waves, tingles, hot, cold, really anything. Wherever you feel it, put both hands there. If you don't feel it, that's completely okay. It's still helping. Just put your hands on your temples to anchor it in. And then take a deep breath and say, and stabilize. And then breathe that beautiful energy in. I am feeling called to read this part. This flower essence is also for the solar plexus, which churns with great anxiety and unease, it says. So someone who needs this, or who is hearing this, there might be some digestion stuff going on, stuff in the solar plexus area. And again, that can be tied to that responsibility and the fears associated with that. Like it said, churning, anxiety. So much love. Oh, and you can bring this in as many times as you feel called to do. Sometimes it's helpful to do daily for like a week or 5 to 10 days. Go with your intuition. You may just want to bring it in 4 or 5 times right now. You'll know what feels right for you and what will be most beneficial for you. Trust your intuition. Much love.